everyone, I'm Polly and this is Cozy Sunday because on Sundays we like to get cozy. Today I'm ranking the islands that I've built over the last 2 years here on the channel, which means that I'll be ranking 9 islands. I just thought it would be fun to do it since we're still celebrating the 2nd anniversary of the channel. So let's start with the first island that I've created here, which was Stocky. This island is so special to me. I still love it to this day and I really like how it turned out. The atmosphere that it has, I don't know, it's just a really special island to me, and I still hold so many good memories while creating it. And I feel like this island really put my channel out there back then, because when I started it, I didn't have many subscribers, you know. It's a really special island to me. Some of my favorite builds on this island are definitely the shopping district, the first area that I did on the island. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted. It looks so cute. I love it so much. Also, the cherry blossom temple, I was very impressed by my own skills back then because I had never attempted to do such a grand build, and it actually turned out super cute, and it's one of the most popular videos here on the channel as well, which makes me very happy. And I don't know, I really like the ryokan area as well, and like little details here and there, like the fake buildings and the view over the bridge next to one of the neighborhoods. If I was to do it today though, I would definitely change some things or plan some things a little bit better, like the campsite area or the secret garden. You know, those areas that were not an afterthought, but the campsite especially, I didn't really know what to do there. But overall, I think the island looks really cute, and I think I would give it an A+, because I just love that island so much. Next up, we have Arcadia. I think this island is so underrated. Okay, I may be biased, you know, I did it, I created it, but I really like this island. Like, I was so creative and original with this theme. Maybe it's just too out there and people didn't really grasp what I was trying to do, but Arcadia is an abandoned amusement park, and I just had so much fun creating the different builds, like trying to imagine different rides that you can find on an amusement park and make it look like it was abandoned. I don't know, I really like the concept. I think it turned out super cute. At first I wanted it to be more kidcore-ish, but it turned out that, it didn't turn out kidcore. But, you know, I'm not disappointed. It was a brand new theme for me, and I really liked it. Some of my favorite builds are the roller coaster. I think that I was able to kind of make it look like a roller coaster with the limitations of the game, right? And the dragon swing, it's still one of my favorite builds to this day that I've ever created. I just had to really think, you know, I had to put my thinking cap on, and it took me so long to come out with a plan for that build. It was not easy, but I really like how it turned out. And I don't know, I really like the overall aesthetic of the island. Of course that I would change some things today. Some things didn't really turn out how I was expecting. Some of the builds I kind of ran out of space, so maybe I should have planned it a little bit better. But overall I give it an A, just because I really had to think it and be original with it, and I actually like how it turned out. Next up we have Green Mums, the first island that I created on a challenge here on the channel, and it was very challenging. I created the whole island in 15 days using no leaf icon items, okay? No Nintendo Online, no DLC, anything, and it really pushed me to try new things like making custom designs. I rarely do custom designs, and having to make like the dirt path, for example, it was very challenging and very tiring, but it's also like I'm super proud of myself, you know, I really did that. And the island overall looks super cute in my opinion, given that I didn't have a lot of time and I didn't have access to a bunch of features that really help you get the whole aesthetic that you want for your island. I think that my favorite areas are definitely the museum area. It was the first time ever that I left the museum as a tent, and after I did it once, I guess I couldn't go back. But I really like that area, those waterfalls. I'm again not great with terraforming, and I was very impressed with my skills on that one. Also, the sunken path, I think it looks so cute. And Warts Junior's area, it was one of the last things that I did on the island, but it turned out so lovely in my opinion. So yeah, definitely those areas are my favorite. Things that I would change today, probably not have, was it Beardo? I had like this bear that is not like the cutest villager ever, and I had to include it, and I wasn't able to substitute it with another villager. I mean, his area turned out fine, but I would definitely prefer to not have him and have someone else. And you know, some areas didn't look as grand or as fancy as the museum area or the sunken path, but overall I think I give it an A, because I had such little time, so little help, you know. I had to get everything by myself, and many hours of gameplay in the episodes, and also like behind the scenes. I worked a lot. Worked a lot of hours back then, but I really like how it turned out. Next up we have Maja, another underrated island in my opinion. Okay, I really love this island. It was the first time that I did a tropical kind of theme, and it was the first time that I used the fake water codes, and I really like how this island turned out. I had really good feedback from people from Indonesia that watched either my speed builds or the final tour, because this island is inspired by Indonesia. It made me so happy and proud. I mean, it is a tiny island. There isn't a lot of things to see because I blocked so many areas, and some builds occupy so much space that the island ends up feeling like it's super small. But I think that I really nailed my vision of having feel like there's more islands than the island that you're on, with the views and all that. My favorite builds are definitely the resort pool area and the natural pool and the museum / campsite area. I mean, I rarely think of the campsite, and I think that it was a great way to incorporate it. Also, it's funny that it's a tropical island, but this and the other beach on the same side, on the south side of the island, are the only beaches accessible. The rest is all fake beaches, which, I mean, it's a little fun note, I guess. I mean, there's always things that I would change on an island, or most times there's things that I would change on an island. Here, probably the mountain view. That was the thing that I couldn't really nail, but that's also why I kinda kept it secret. If you're not looking for the entrance of that part of the island, you won't find it. So I guess it's okay, you know, most people won't see it anyway, right? And yeah, some details here and there aren't super perfect. You can see some of the rough cuts between the fake water and the beaches, or little details like that. But overall, I give it an A+. I really like this island, and I feel like it deserved more love by YouTube. YouTube should have recommended it more. After I finished Maja, I did yet another challenge, and it was an island where I could only use DIY or crafted items, and I couldn't use again Nintendo Online or Treasure Islands or anything. And I had 7 days to finish that island, and honestly, that challenge was the biggest mistake of my life. I mean, probably not the biggest mistake of my life, but the biggest mistake I've done in this channel, for sure. If you've never done a challenge like this, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you've never done a challenge, you don't know how hard it actually is. And that challenge didn't get me, I mean, it barely gave me any views. It gave me a lot of work. It gave me a lot of stress. It left me kind of burned out, honestly. If I were to go back and do things again, I wouldn't have done that challenge. You know, it was way too much work. I couldn't finish the island. It left me stressed out and burned out, and I just didn't have a great experience. So I'll give it an F. It was a fail. But after that island, I worked on Sycamore, an fall island that, I mean, it's a little small town during Halloween, and I really thought that island was going to be a little bit more popular than it was. Again, another underrated island. Not your fault, by the way. It's YouTube's fault. Some times of the year, YouTube just stops recommending my content for some reason. But you know, when I was doing Sycamore, I forgot about views. I forgot about all that, because even other islands that I love, that I've mentioned before, being constantly checking on the numbers and seeing those islands not performing well really had a toll on my mental health and how I viewed my islands back then. It impacted the way that I worked on the islands overall. So when I was doing Sycamore, I didn't care anymore, you know, and I think that helped me so much. It was the first time that I created some lore for my island. I mean, the first and last time. It was the only time that I created lore for my island, but I really like it. I think it's so cute, and the island overall, it's super cute in my opinion. It's another theme that I don't usually do. I will be honest with you guys, I am extremely terrified of fall and winter islands, but I really push myself to do a fall island, even if like everything's pretty much all green, you know, it's not really fall, like deep into fall, but I still really like it. It has like a spooky vibe, but also wholesome. So yeah, I really like it. I really like the picnic, the outdoor picnic, the lake back behind the resident services area, the little forest, and the fake buildings, the abandoned buildings, both the abandoned house and the abandoned chapel or church or whatever. I think those turned out really cute, and the fog and everything helps to sell the image. And it was not easy finding that fog, okay? I had to look for it, but I found it, and I'm really glad I did. As a rating, I give it an A+. You know, I really dedicated myself. I never felt burned out during that island. I feel like I had too many ideas for that island, to be honest, and I had to exclude some things because they just didn't fit. But overall, I really like the island, and I don't know if I change anything. To be honest, I really like how it all looks. Christorn, my winter/Christmas island. I started Christorn really excited to work on it, and the more that I worked, the more burned out I felt. I had a tiny window of time to complete that island because I started it right after I finished Sycamore, and it had to be ready until Christmas, right? And I also had the little gifts that I shared with the channel subscribers. If you weren't here back then, last year I had 4 gifts for subscribers. Each week there was a new gift, and it was a lot of work. I had to learn how to create digital illustrations, and there was just a lot of things going on at the same time, and I feel like I wasn't able to give a lot of love to Christorn or really try to explore new ways of doing some of the builds. I really like the island. I think it looks cute, but I would definitely change so many things today. I don't know. I feel like at some point I tried to finish it super fast just so I could be over with it. And I don't know. Maybe I would change a little things in every single build, but I really like the fake buildings that I created. I created those codes as well. I really like the coastal neighborhood and the Santa's house as well. I think it looks so cozy inside. That's pretty much it. because of all the things that I feel for this island, this feeling of burnout and also not being completely satisfied with the builds on the island, I'll give it a C. It's not as bad, definitely, as White Moms, but I don't know, I can't love it as much as some other islands that I've created. Next up, we have Toshinaka, the first island that I created this year, and this island is my baby. I love this island so much. I can't tell you how excited I was every single day to work on this island. I couldn't stop. I was genuinely so sad when I had to finish it because I just wanted to keep going, keep working on it. It looks so good. It looks exactly how I wanted it to look. I don't even think there's anything that I would change today because I really like this island. I really love this island. The overall aesthetic, how everything turned out. I really love it. Favorite builds. I love the 7-Eleven. I love the street behind it, and also my lookouts both on the city side and the more rural side, the tea farm and the rice fields, and also the little commercial street on the rural side. I don't know, I had so much fun creating concepts for every single villager on the island, and I don't know, I feel like creating a Japanese inspired island really helps me to stay motivated and really like how things turned out. I give it an S for sure. My favorite island ever. Pocket, I started it. I think I was still working on Sycamore when I started Pocket, and I finished it after I finished Toshinaka. It started as a Let's Play series with an episode each week, and then towards the end, I did a 15-day marathon to finish it because I just wanted to be done with it. It is a fairy/cosmic core island, and it wasn't always the theme of that island. It kind of changed. You know, it was a completely new theme for me. I'm not a fan of fantasy or anything, so sometimes it was really hard to do it. So I tended to make it a little bit more like spring core or something like that. Overall, I like how it turned out. I don't feel like a big love for it, especially because I made some mistakes because I didn't know that it was going to be the theme when I started that island. When I started the island, I didn't have an idea for a theme or anything like that, and that really impacted how I had to do it afterwards. So I would definitely change like the Nook's Cranny, for example, probably the museum. But you know, I still really like the builds on that island. The big the big table with a bunch of food looking out to the mountains and waterfalls and all that. And basically the whole spring side I really like, and the castle. And I think I give it a B just because I don't feel so much love for it as some other islands. And I thought that we could finish this video with my top 5 islands. So in first place we of course have Toshinaka. Next up we have Maja. Like I said, I really like that island. Taki comes in third place because it is still so special to me. It was in first place for me for a long time, but after I finished Toshinaka, you know, it downgraded a little bit, but I still really love it. Then we have Green Moms, just because I'm so proud of what I did on that island. I did everything by myself. You don't understand what it is. Like, you don't understand how proud you feel when you finish a path, okay? I mean, if you've done it, you know, but if you never done a path, it's magical. In fifth place, we have Sycamore because I just really like the feeling that I have when I think of that island. It comforts me. It is warm and I love it. As you can see, last year I worked on way more islands than this year because this year I decided to take it slower. And don't worry, Okay, I still have the island inspired by my hometown coming out, and it's actually coming out pretty soon. Okay, so be excited for that because I really like how it looks. Because let me be honest for a second, it is basically done. Yeah, I just have some interiors, some little details to refine, and it is coming out. And if you missed the video where I explain how this island is going to come out, it will be a single speed build and then the island tour. And next week I will plan with you my next island, which I'm so excited about. I'm already gathering stuff, and hyping myself up because it will be challenging for me. It won't be a challenge here on the channel, but it will be a challenging for me. And you'll know why when I talk a little bit more about that island. But until then, thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you haven't watched the other Cozy Sunday episodes, there's a whole playlist with all the episodes. So if you're in the mood to get cozy, just keep watching. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!